All right. Hey guys. So first of all, welcome to my place. I'm not really gonna give you guys a tour. We're just gonna chill in this kitchen area. But today we're gonna create chicken together, mainly chicken breast. I'm gonna show you how I like to cook my chicken. Because chicken breast, a lot of times when it comes out, it's very dry. So the way I like to make it, it uses the steam process and it makes the chicken very juicy and tender. So when you come out, it's very tasty and soft. All right. So let's look at what we need in order to do this. All right. Very simple. All right. So can I flip the camera over? You know what? I can't flip the camera over. So that is a fail. Right. So over here we have the chicken. All right. The chicken that we'll be working with. And then over here we have a pot with a lid. It's very important that we have the lid. And other than that, we pretty much just need oils and salt and pepper and any type of ingredients that you would like to use for your chicken. All right, so now we're gonna get into how to cook the chicken. All right, first I'll go through the steps that we'll go through in order to cook the chicken. First, what you want to do is prepare the chicken with the flavors that you want it to have. For example, today we're mainly just gonna do salt, pepper, and maybe a little bit of oil. I might add some other spices just because I do like some other spices usually with my chicken. But basically, salt and pepper, you're okay. After that, you're gonna put the chicken on the pot and cook it at medium temperature for at most a minute. After a minute, flip over the chicken, turn the heat to low, and put the pot lid on top of the pot or the pan. And then let the chicken sit in there for 7 minutes. So now it's in there for 7 minutes on low heat. After 7 minutes, turn the stove off. And then let the chicken sit in the pot for another 7 minutes. All right? So from start to beginning, prepare the chicken. Cook the chicken for a minute at most at medium temperature. Then on low temperature, flip the chicken over, put the lid on top, let it sit in there for 7 minutes, turn off the stove, let the chicken sit in it for another 7 minutes. All right, if you take the lid off, you're gonna ruin the process. And that will affect the taste of the chicken and it might become drier. All right, just depending on when you take it out and whatnot. So it's best to leave the pot lid on the entire time. This way the steam and the heat inside of the pot will be able to cook the chicken throughout. And this will allow the chicken to come out very juicy, very tender, very tasty. All right, so that's the process. But before we get into that now, I just want to show you one of my tricks that I do sometimes. All right, so here we have the Ziploc bag, right? And you'll see 2 chicken breasts inside. And you'll also notice there's a sauce, all right? So what I did was I just put the 2 chicken breasts in there, and I just put this bulgogi sauce. See this? This guy right here? Yeah, bulgogi, yeah. So I really like bulgogi sauce. It's a Korean flavor. So I found it at Villa Market, and so I just tried it with this. And so what you do is you just pour the sauce in here, let it sit. I just throw this into the fridge. It marinates. And maybe next day I just take it out and I cook it using the technique that I'm about to use right now. And this adds whatever flavor you add to the chicken. And you don't have to use like a pre-made sauce like this. You can make your own sauce at home. You can use peppers. So sometimes what I do is I'll mix, what do I have here? So sometimes I'll mix like curry powder with a bunch of random stuff like cumin, because I really like cumin. But you can put different powders, mix it up, throw it in a Ziploc bag with the chicken, and just let it marinate in the fridge. All right. So, anyways, all right, and we're back. So here we have our chicken. Just use some cayenne pepper with some salt and pepper. I also put a little bit of extra oil. You don't really need that much when you're making it. So now I'm just going to turn on my stove. So over here, I have one of these induction cookers, so I'll just use that. So I'm going to put it on medium heat. So medium heat is roughly 180, 160. So I'll leave it at 160 for now, and I'll just let it cook. All right. So now I'm gonna let it cook for a minute, roughly. So this heats up pretty fast, so you'll start hearing it sizzle soon. Yeah, here, there you go. You can hear that beautiful, beautiful sizzling. All right. Smells are coming out. Smelling tasty. Okay, so now I'm gonna lower the heat down to low. All right, so down here you can see that's 100. I'm gonna flip this over. So you can see it's already a little cooked. Look at that, nice. Now I'm gonna take this lid, put the lid over, like that. Now I'm gonna let it sit in here for roughly 7 minutes. All right. So now while it's sitting in there, I'm just gonna let it cook. You want to put a timer on. So we'll let it sit for roughly 7 minutes, and after that, turn off the stove and let it sit for another 7 minutes. All right. And after that, we'll take a look at the chicken and see how it looks. So roughly around this time, you know, you can just do anything you want. I usually have my computer set up over here. It's a little dark in this corner because my window's not out, but you know, I'll probably like work on there for a little bit or do whatever, and then just turn this off. For now, we're gonna let it sit, and then we'll come back when I turn off the stove. All right, hey guys, so we're back. Now I'm just gonna turn off the stove and then let it sit for another 7 minutes. So here I have this, turn off. So now this is completely off, and it's just gonna sit here by itself for another 7 minutes. Alright, so right now we're pretty much done. I'm gonna pull the chicken out of the pot and we're gonna take a look at it. I'm just gonna cut the inside and see how it looks, alright? So let's see how our chicken turned out. Alright, so move the pot. Ooh, look at that steam coming out. Ooh, alright. You can really smell the chicken. It's very nice. So let's see how this turned out. I'm not a big fan of this pot, so okay, nice. We got a nice brown edge over here. So let's bring it over to here. Alright, nice. I'll leave my chopsticks over here. Alright, so I ended up cutting the chicken myself because it was actually very difficult to cut chicken with one hand on the camera. But here we have the chicken. It came out very nicely, very nice and smooth. I'm probably gonna eat one right now just because I'm very hungry. But yeah, before we head off, I just want to give you guys some pointers in terms of this chicken. So the 7 minutes I gave you, that is dependent on the type of pot you have, the type of cookware you're using. So for me, the 7 minutes works sometimes depending on the size of the chicken. And other times I might have to do 10 minutes or 8 minutes. Generally, if you want to be safe, 10 minutes is the time you want to go with, right? I usually do mine for 7 minutes, but I think it's because my induction cooker does heat up a little bit more, and I don't have a very, very low heat. So 7 minutes usually works for me. Some of your stoves, it might require 10 minutes. Some might be 8 minutes is better. The best for you to try and see what works for you. The size of the chicken is another important factor. If it's really big, you might need to pound it down more just to soften it up more so it'll cook easier. All right, so that's one of the pointers I want to give you guys, just to be aware of when you're cooking these things. Just because, you know, chicken can be a little tricky. You cannot eat it raw, and I would not recommend you eat it raw at that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this cooking with Teacher Dave session. All right.